Buenos dias, Greensburg, Salem.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Donnie. Well, Jake, do you know what's going on in sports?
I'm not sure. Let's ask Scott.
Thanks, guys. I'm Scott here with sports. On Wednesday, Pittsburgh Pirates won 5-4 against the Toronto Blue Jays. In school news, GSHS baseball team has a game at PNC Park against Penn Trafford on April 6th. Penguins won against the Toronto Maple Leafs 3-1. That's all for sports. I'm Scott. Now over to Adam with weather.
Thanks, Scott. Today there will be a high of 47 and a low of 37, with a 30% chance of rain. Tomorrow, the high will be 40, with a low being of 26 degrees, with a 70% chance of rain. Then on Sunday, there will be a high of 40 and a low of 31, with a 10% chance of rain. I'm Adam signing out for GSTV3 Weather. Now back to the studio.
That's nice to know, Adam, but I hope we get out of the 40s sometime soon.
In other news, the United States Olympic Committee has sent out a letter to various cities across America about potentially hosting the 2024 Summer Olympic Games, and Pittsburgh is on the list. Some other cities on the list include LA, Chicago, Las Vegas, New York, and Boston. So with that being said, it would be difficult for our city to host the Olympic Games. Some of the requirements are 45,000 hotel rooms, an Olympic village for 16,500 athletes, and a workforce up to 200,000, along with 15,000 members of the media. I talked to Mr. Jones the other day about the possibility of Pittsburgh hosting the Olympic Games, and this is what he had to say.
I think it would bring a lot of notoriety to the city, help people realize that Pittsburgh's not just the old steel town that it used to be, and really positively impact the culture that we have in this region. I believe that we need to do a lot in order to get ready for them. If we would be so lucky as to get them, it would require a large monetary commitment throughout the region. Businesses cost a lot of money to put on the Olympics as far as building a stadium and the venues and things like that. But I think if we put our mind to it, you see other cities around the world able to do it. I believe we could. I don't know, to do the research and look at different cities and how they've been impacted, but I would imagine that the rewards outweigh the costs as far as the businesses coming in around the world, the hotels being sold out, restaurants. I think it would be a huge windfall for our region. I think it's the biggest obstacle we have is, number one, as I said, the venues, building the venues, but also as far as our geography is concerned and our ability to expand. When people say the Olympics in Pittsburgh, it's going to be outside of Pittsburgh. Many times when cities host the Olympics, the actual venues are sometimes 30, 40 miles away from the city, which is going to be how we're going to have to look at it. Obviously, we don't have room to build a giant new stadium in downtown, so the neighboring communities, the Monroevilles, even maybe Greensburg, hosting different venues. So figuring out strategically where the venues are going to be and getting people from point A to point B. Many people realize that getting into Pittsburgh isn't the easiest thing to do on a normal day. Put in millions of people coming to watch different events. PennDOT's going to have their work cut out for them, but hopefully maybe that'll cause them to get rid of the tunnels.
Now, there's no guarantee that Pittsburgh will host the games in 2024, but I'm just saying there's a chance.
Well, that's some exciting news.
There will be an Interact Club meeting for officers next Tuesday, March 19th at 10:30 in room 272.
Wednesday, March 20th will be the day for the school emergency bus evacuation. Nobody panic.
And the varsity track and field team is looking for students with neat handwriting and basic math skills to be scorekeepers. Anyone interested is encouraged to see Mr. Lehman in room 114.
Show GS your creative side by submitting to Folio, whether it's poetry, painting, short stories, or photography. For further information, please see Mr. Lindsay or Cassandra Brennan.
For any student interested in the Titan Challenge, please visit Mrs. Finoli or Miss Malgin for more details.
So, Donnie, what are you doing this weekend?
I don't know, Jake. Let's ask Chris what's going on.
Clear your schedules, guys. Here's what's happening this weekend. Premiering, we have The Incredible Burt Wonderstone, rated PG-13. Also coming out this weekend, The Call, rated PG-13. The Westmoreland Symphony Orchestra will be at the Palace Theater this weekend presenting Amadeus, a celebration of Mozart, on Saturday, March 16th. Also coming to the Palace on Sunday, March 17th, is comedian Brian Reagan. Hope that helps, guys. So let's get back to the anchors.
Thanks for that update, Chris. Aren't you ever interested what goes on across the world?
Yeah. Now let's go to Raphael and his story about North Korea.
Hey Greensburg, Raphael here. There's been some important developing news out of North Korea these last couple weeks. Their leader, Kim Jong-un, has declared that the armistice that ended the Korean War is now invalid. This declaration has effectively ended the ceasefire that both North and South Korea have honored for over 50 years. While no shots have been fired, tensions continue to grow in both countries as well as in the United States.
At 0630 hours, the Marines begin the assault. The naval barrage has cleared the way for them, but this is still a risky operation.
The Korean War started in 1950 and lasted until 1953. Over 2 million people died in this war, and the result was a division on the 38th parallel, Communist North and Democratic South. With what seems like constant threats for nuclear warfare streaming from Pyongyang, only time will tell if the leaders of the world can prevent North Korea from sparking another major war. This is definitely news that everyone should keep their eye on. Now back to the studio.
Good job, Ralph. So, Greensburg, that's all for today.
Have a nice weekend.
Sultan!